Hey guys and girls, I'm James and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this really cool little beginner drone, the 4DRC V16. It's not available on Amazon, it's only available on Bangood, but that's a good thing because Amazon usually you just get one choice. You can buy them with different batteries, but on this one you can buy it with and without the camera and with different batteries. So without the camera, this thing's only $27 and it comes with a really nice carrying case, a really good laid out remote that's the same as the V8s and the V9s, very easy to control, really cool lights on this one. And what I like about it, when you're flying it around, the lights change colors. It's not quite as bright as the DRC that I just reviewed, this one, but it's got great lights in the front, kind of looks like Spider-Man. It's got a really bright light in the back. It's got modular batteries, easy to change out, but you can order this one with and without the camera and without the batteries. So in my final review, I'll go over this a little bit more, but guys, order this one without the camera. I mean, for $27, this is a really nice drone. The camera's gimbal doesn't move up and down like it does on some other beginner mini drones, and it's pitched too far down. So when it's going forward, it's almost looking behind you. And to get a selfie, you got to put this thing 15, 20 foot in the air, and you don't want to be putting these 15 or 20 foot in the air, and you can't even use it inside because it's taking video of the floor. So my suggestion is order this without the camera. With Bangood, you usually get it in about a week. Free shipping. Be sure and use the link down below. I do get Bangood points, and that way I can buy more of these drones and give more of them away. So if you want to buy one that has a camera, guys, I really like this HS430. This 1080p camera on this thing was really good. But for flying indoors, it does come with prop guards, but they don't fit on very well, where this one has covered props, which are really important because they both have brushed motors. So if these props get in a bind, it just burns up the motor pretty quickly. So this one's covered, kind of like the Sandrock U61. So this one's got some stiff competition in this market. But guys, this one doesn't have the really cool lights. And this one flies really good. So should this be your first drone? Yeah, I think so, guys. At $27, I mean, it puts it in the same price point as some of the other beginner mini drones that I've always said are really good, like that Holystone HS210 and the Holystone 330. So this one's right up at the top with having these covered props, really cool lights at $27. So why is it important to start with one of these drones? Well, it teaches the orientation of the drone. Most people, I've shown this guy 100 times, but they go out and they buy a drone and they come home with something like this because they don't know how to fly the drone and they crash it. Because the small beginner drone and this big drone, they both sit on 4 axes. They pitch forward and back, they yaw left and right, they roll left and right, and they go up and down. So if you learn how to fly this one, when you go out and fly this one, you're a lot more confident. It's safer for you, your drone, and everyone around you. And it's great to have one around. If you haven't flown your drone in a year, your muscle memory, your skill set just kind of gets a little bit diminished. You can put this guy up in the air, let your dogs chase it around the house for a little while, and you get your motor skills back. So let's go fly it outside. I fly it indoors. Then I'll go over how to get the remote bound to the drone, how to get the gyro set, and if you get it with the camera, then I'll show you how to use the app. And then we'll come back for a final review, and then we'll see how this drone stacks up against its competition. All right, so let's go put her up in the air. Go straight to speed 3, 2, 2, 3. See, the camera's pointing down. So like if I want to see me, wish that camera was adjustable. So see, I've got to go really high. And by the time you go that high, the camera doesn't have a gimbal, so it's all shaky and useless. Don't get me wrong, I'm not cutting this drone down. It's really cheap without the camera. The camera's almost useless the way it's pointed. So the drone seems to have plenty of power, not quite as much as the HS430, the Sandrock U61, but the prop guards really catch the wind. So I'm really just showing you outside that you can fly it. The spin feature is a lot of fun. The flip is a lot easier outside. Really easy to control. There's a little bit of latency, not much, because it just turns a little bit slower than some, which makes it a better beginner drone. This little spin feature is a lot of fun. So as I always say, try to have some type of agenda. If you just come out here and you're just flying it around and flying it around, it'll start to get boring. But if you're working on your skill set, then you get better and better, and it seems to be a lot more fun. If you're young, you'll catch it really quick. If you're an old guy like me, it's going to take 2 or 3 batteries until you start learning the orientation of the drone, because every drone has its own little quirkiness. So after a little while, you start getting used to it. So practice, have it fly around you, facing you, have it fly around you, facing away from you. Try to do figure 8s, try to fly low to the ground. You know, just try to keep improving all the time. And the better you get, the more fun it is. Also, Bangood did not send me this drone. I bought it with my own money. And if you're nervous about buying from someone new like Bangood, don't be. You'll get your drone in about a week, and I know you get them the next day on Amazon. But most FPV pilots have been using Bangood for years because there's a lot of products they have that you can't get anywhere else. Their customer service is top notch. I've only had one problem with one drone, and they worked it out pretty quickly with me. So the lights will start blinking at you when the battery gets low. You can't really see the lights really good outside, but you can inside. So let's take it inside, we'll fly it indoors, and then I'll take it into a dark room and really show you how cool the lights are. So as you can see, when the drone raised up, it raised up about 4 feet. So if you take off from a countertop, be careful if you've got low ceilings, it could hit the ceiling and fall down. But these are pretty much indestructible. The only one I've ever hurt with these covered props is when my dog caught it midair. So here I'm just going to let it kind of hover, and I have not adjusted the trim at all. And you see how it holds its position very well. It does not have an optical flow sensor in it, but it does have altitude hold. So whenever you put it in a certain position, it seems to hold very, very well. That's where you want to practice. If you're inside, I would start out in speed 1 for sure. Speed 2 and 3 can kind of start getting away from you, and then you'll start being a little bit anxious on how fast it's going. So just start out in speed 1. And I've mentioned before, I really like how these lights change colors as you're flying it. They'll go from red to blue to yellow to kind of an orange. They don't stay in one certain color. I don't think you can adjust that, but I don't think you'd need to. So when it's doing the spin feature, it can go up and down, and how to stop it is either hit the button or just push forward or backwards, and it'll quit spinning. So I think the spin feature is a lot of fun, but the flip button's fun too, but just make sure you've got about 3 feet. So if you're going to flip it towards you, make sure it's 3 feet away from you, and it will flip in any direction that you push the joystick to after you push the button. Also, practice your hand launch, and if it lands in your hand and the props keep spinning, just flip it over like that and it'll stop immediately. So here I'm flying it in a room. Really, it's darker to show you how the lights change colors, which is really neat. Man, when I was a kid, all we had is balsa wood airplanes with a rubber band. And I know some of you older guys are laughing and the kids are like, what's that? So after you fly for a while, all of a sudden you realize that your skill set's getting better and subconsciously you're flying it. And it just seems to be funner and funner. All right, let's sit down and go over all the functions of the drone. All right, let's see what he weighs in at. He weighs in at 65 grams, which compared to its closest competitor, the Sandrock U61, is 61 grams, compared to like the HS440 is at 73. So how much is 64 grams? 64 grams is about the same weight. 64 grams, about the same weight as 7 baby carrots. Oh wait, maybe it's about the same weight as 6 baby carrots. All right, so inside this box, you're gonna get a really nice carrying case. I mean, 4DRC and all the ones I've done they've all come with really nice carrying cases, except the last one that I reviewed, which was kind of cool. It came in this little display case, which is kind of nice. When you open it up, you've got extra props, a charger, comes with 2 batteries, a handy dandy screwdriver, a prop removal tool. And be sure and use this prop removal tool if you got to replace them. So you put that in there and pinch it. If you try to pull this out, you're just going to pull that wire out. And can you fix it? Yeah, but it almost makes it worthless. And these props are labeled A and B. So if you have to replace one, make sure you get it on the right one or it won't fly right. The only time I've ever had one damaged with one of these covers is when my dog caught it midair. He bit on it and he broke one. These covers on these blades are really work well because they're real bouncy. Kind of just like the the Sandrock U61. Matter of fact, it's about the same size as the U61. So this is a really good drone. So this thing's got a lot of tough competition in it. I do like that it does have the modular batteries. So they just pop in and out. And it shows that it's got an optical flow sensor on the bottom. So the batteries pop in and out, and then they charge right here. It comes with 2 chargers. It comes with a great set of instructions if you read Chinese. Don't worry, I'm gonna walk you through it. So on the remote, it's the same as a lot of the other, it's the same as the V9 and the V8s. The camera goes here. It takes 3 AAAs in the back. Speed 1, 2, and 3 is right here. That's real important if you're flying it outside. Go straight into speed 3. You push this to do the flips. Here's your trim buttons. So if the drone seems to be sliding to the left or to the right, you just push this down in the opposite until it seems to hold its level. I didn't have any problems. You'll get the hang of it. Here's where it spins, which is a really cool feature. Here is takeoff and landing, and this is supposed to be returned to home. It is a GPS drone. It doesn't know where it's going. It'll just fly into the wall. Don't use that. So you turn the remote on by holding down here. You turn the drone on by pushing this little button right here. It lights up, but it ain't going nowhere because it's not bound to it. So the way you get the remote to bind to the drone is go up and down on the left-hand side. So you go up, down, and now it's bound. So now you want to set the gyros. So how you do that is you press down on this right here. And make sure it's on a flat surface when you set the gyros. If you set it level like this, it's going to think it's that level. So now they're stopped. So you can fly it without the app. You can just press the takeoff button. Oops, that didn't work. So anytime you crash it, be sure and reset your gyros. Now they're reset again. So now it's flat again. And so I really like the lights. My goodness, this thing is just so cool looking. It's got to be one of the best looking mini drones. I mean, I really like the Sandrock U61, but it doesn't even come close to having these cool lights. So I flew the drone with my phone, but I'm going to use my iPad to show you how to use the app. So what you do is you go to your camera, go to page 10, select the right QR code, open up an app store. It's the 4DRC Pro. This is a really nice app. All right, so once it's downloaded, you can open it. So you can open it, but it says device not connected because it's a Wi-Fi drone. So what you need to do is you need to go back to your settings, go to your Wi-Fi, hit 4DRC, then go back to the app. And now the camera's working. The camera is pointed down just a little bit too much. So if you're gonna be flying straight, it's not gonna be really. I would say don't use the app, just use your phone. Just use the app to record in the app. You can switch between photos and videos. And this is how you take a picture. Start a video, switch back, take a picture, then you can go back and look at them. This is the video we just took. That's a picture we just took. And then there's the video that we just took. All right, let's go back for our final review. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my review of the 4DRC Zeros V16. Comes in a really nice case, great remote. You can order it without the camera and without multiple batteries. So what I think about this drone, kind of like I said in the beginning, if you're going to order it, don't waste your time on the camera. The camera's not very good anyway, and it's pointed down and you can't move the gimbal. What do I like about it? Modular batteries, it flies really good at $27. It's in the same price point as a lot of other little beginner mini drones, and it's a lot easier to fly because it's a little bit bigger. The lights was the coolest thing about this drone. Plus, it kind of looks like Spider-Man in the front. So if it's giving it to a little kid, he's going to get a kick out of this. And he's not going to care if it has a camera or not. So if you're wanting a camera, look at that Holy Stone HS430. This 1080p camera on this thing's really good. This one's $40 with my discount code, and the gimbal moves up and down. So how does it compare to the Sandrock U61? Really good. And this one has the movable gimbal also, and covered props, but man, I got to give it to this one because of these cool lights. Just adds one more feature that makes it really cool and keeps your interest of flying the drone until you learn the orientation of it, get your skill set down, and your motor skills and all that stuff of flying a drone. So these are the best place to start. I had over 100 people message me saying they're so glad they started this way before they went and bought an expensive camera drone and started flying it around. So guys, if you got something out of this, please like and subscribe as always. Subscribers mean everything to me on this channel. I've got a lot of other mini drones coming out, some FPV stuff, some video production, and some other things that I have in store, along with the giveaways. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.